so much. I really appreciate y'all letting me come here and speak. Thank you to my mentor, Reverend Melinda. Thank you, and all the staff. I really appreciate y'all. Can everybody hear me?
Yeah.
All right.
Actually, need to turn that up just a little bit.
Oh, I'm good. I'm just bringing it close.
You're talking quiet. Is the other?
I need my notes, y'all.
Get the notes, baby.
There you go. Okay, so I have an interesting topic today.
Can you hear him okay?
There we go.
Yeah. Okay.
I have my mentor's notes. I don't know if I'm talking off that. All right, so. Yeah, we get, don't scare everybody. My voice is a little raspy, don't scare everybody.
Don't scare me.
Okay, so my topic today is coping with altars and demonic oppression.
Okay. Yeah, bring it.
However, I had a different topic last night. So I'm gonna merge the two, okay?
Okay.
So some of y'all have
You
on this
just
piece
teach
of
on
paper.
whatever God puts you on your heart to teach. You teach, okay?
I'm gonna work this. So some of y'all have this piece of paper that says, what witches describe? It's a paper with a lot of words on it. It's not for y'all to read, but I just gave y'all some useful information. Y'all have one of those college classes where the teacher would tell you to read the book, and then when they come in, they teach something totally off the
That's
wall,
right.
and then you take the test, and the test comes out the book. And this is sort of like one of those like learning. Okay. So my teaching is on. It's going to be. I'm going to get to the coping with altars, but I want to start off at the beginning, just a little bit. How much time I have? So
Come on. Come on.
Okay, good. We
Come
got
on,
time.
preach. We don't care.
Okay. So is it a demon or is it mental illness? Come on, man. That's my topic. What we're gonna do. Okay, so that's what we're going to start. Is this an altar or this is mental illness? Okay, so we're going to start off just like that. I just want you to just bear with me. So if we will rewind the clock a long ways back, let's say back to the tabernacle. If somebody, do y'all think they had mental illness back then?
Yes, they did.
People did have problems, right?
Yeah, they come.
What do we do with these people when they were, let's just say, different?
Lock them up.
We didn't have jails back then.
Put him on the edge of town.
Okay, we had them at the edge of town.
Yeah.
Okay, we didn't have asylums yet. We didn't have that yet. Okay. Okay, we had caves. Okay. They cast them out, they were outcasts. Were they allowed to go into the tabernacle?
No.
Look at this, we kept them from God, but who did that? That was man keeping them from God or God keeping them from himself?
Man.
So then, you know, time moves a little forward. We can still say, even though 100 years passed by, people still have mental illness.
Yes.
So what do we do with these people? Do we put a veil on them and let them say they're unclean, they're hearing voices?
No.
What do we do with them? Do we work
Put
them?
them in terror.
Okay.
Yeah.
I tell you something else, you know what? We had this idea that, was something wrong with the brain, and all we had to do was just crack a hole in the top of their skull, and the demon could get out.
Yeah. Shock treatment.
Y'all remember that?
Shock treatment.
We haven't gotten that far. Y'all too far ahead of me.
Oh, okay.
Okay. So, y'all get what I'm saying? So mental illness has been around a long time. But what have we done with it? That's good. Then we get to Hippocrates. He's like one of the, the modern medicine guy? The guy, I don't know, y'all in medicine, I'm not in medicine. So those are, and he was like, they have these 4 humors. What you got? Spit, they're going black bile, yellow bile, and the little 4 humors and stuff. Maybe we need to bleed you a little bit. They need to throw up a little bit. That'll make you feel a little better. I guess you do feel better when you throw up. But you get what I'm saying? So mental illness, what would we do with it? So here we are over time, we get now, how do we describe this phenomenon? So I'm glad you asked. I went and got a bunch of people's perspectives on mental illness. Okay? So you have the witches. They described as contortions, paranormal compatibilities, superhuman strength, knowledge of previous unknown language, unnatural body movements, speaking in tongues.
Yes.
I see that.
Yeah, I see you.
Glossolalia, that's interesting. Insults, blasphemies, appearance of wounds that vanish as quickly as they appear. Just don't know. So this is how they see it, right? We jump down a little bit. It says, what do we gain from scriptures? Well, we find sort of some of the similar things. People that cannot control themselves, they have a different personality, different voices, supernatural knowledge, they have invisible friends like me.
Come on.
New abilities. And there's something that's consistent through the scriptures with mental illness is you have this thing about just kill yourself.
Oh.
Did y'all hear that?
I just heard that.
You have voices just like that. And the clear thing was like Elijah and Jezebel. After he dealt with Jezebel, he was like, Lord, please just take me out of here. What happened? Where did that come from?
Right, come
But
on.
the devil comes from, he got one mission: steal, kill, and destroy. Nothing else.
Ain't got nothing.
Nothing else. But all of us at one time in our life has heard voices like this. You don't know what you're doing.
Come on now.
They're looking at you.
That's a good one.
You know, come on.
Yeah.
You heard that, right?
You're
You're gonna mess up. What do you do? Well, you gotta hold on to God. I'm holding on to the mic stand. But you gotta hold on to something. Okay? So we continue on. Then we have a little section. I know y'all can't read it. It's not important. But you got even the Islamic people. Jinn possession. They'll tell you what it looks like. Turning away and reacting strongly when hearing the hadar. Or the whatever they do. The Allah, whatever that is. Feigning seizures and falling when they sing or read. Just like that, aversion to, I guess, your spiritual thing. We have that in some of the Hispanic cultures too. Do you know the Spanish culture? The evil eye, mal de ojo, right? You get what I'm saying? It's kind of all the same thing. We're trying to describe a phenomenon that's happening in a person, group of people. What is this? Do we just put a label on it and say, okay, this is what it is? Well, sorry, women, but you know, we did that to you all. All y'all had mass hysteria. Y'all remember that? That's just not too long ago. That went away. Y'all remember? I know there's a lot of young folks in here. They don't remember. I'm sorry. But all women with the diagnosis of hysteria, you had any problems, and what was the treatment? Pelvic massage? Y'all don't know.
What are you talking
Don't worry about that. That's what we talk. So you can look that up, and that'll make you laugh when you look it up. You know, that's one of the things I want in my office. I want a newspaper clipping from back in the day, and that's what it was for all the women. And all the women used to have mental disorder, and it was called hysteria. And the treatment that they had was pelvic massage.
That's right.
Okay. I'm helping y'all out. All right. It's okay. I got y'all. All right. Then, you know what? So then in psychiatry, it was one of these things where people are having these symptoms. Maybe we need to break the brain.
Come on.
So we had some guy named, Dr. Lombardo. He walked around sticking a needle up in between your eye and scraping your brain.
That's true. They did that.
Yeah. That's what we fixing mental disorders. Or whatever we want to call it, but this is the kind of stuff you did. You tracking with me?
I'm trying.
Yes. All right. So let's move on a little bit. Let's look at the Catholic Church. We all have
Catholic Church. Let's talk about life.
So I put a whole paragraph for you all to read, and you got to think. As the longest institution that's pretty much been around in the world, it would be like the Catholics, right? So don't you think they would have some sort of note to what's been going on through the different periods of time?
No, they don't.
So I gave you a whole paragraph
Yes.
on the thing about what the Catholic Church would describe this phenomenon as people having, I don't know, symptoms that other people don't.
That's good.
I got you. All right. So y'all got this little section. Now, on the other side of the page, the Bible for the psychiatric community actually has demon possession in there. A lot of people don't know.
I didn't know that.
I copied the paragraph for y'all. A lot of people wouldn't believe that. So this came from the DSM-5. Don't tell nobody, but I copied this stuff right on this. Alright, and the demonic possession is a part of the psychiatric manual. What do we do with it? I got an idea. Okay, so y'all didn't like the idea of sticking the rod in people's eye. Y'all didn't like that, okay? So then, a little while later, we would freeze people.
No.
You don't think you can't freeze the demon out of people?
No,
okay, can't do that. That don't work. So then what we could do is electricity. Okay, but we're trying to fix something that some people have it, other people don't. What is going on here? So then something magical happened.
What happened?
The magical pill happened. It was Thorazine.
Thorazine.
We could do the same thing now that Dr. Lobotomy was able to do with this, with a pill.
Oh my God! Come on.
Okay.
For real.
Just saying, all right. Now, does medicine work? I'm going to tell you like this. It depends. If you're in a session and that pill would allow you to stop and sit still and talk so that somebody can help you, yes. You get what I'm saying? Yes. Let's get you healed, but yes, I need you to be able to come to the office. So, and if you're not a doctor, then guess what? Stay in your lane. If you're not prescribing medicine, stay in your lane. Don't tell nobody not to take it. Don't tell nobody when to take it. If you do not have MD, DO behind your name, you get what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Or your license allows you to do that, do not give medical advice.
That's good. Good. Sure, that's fine.
I don't know why people telling me to wear this mask. I'm sorry, that was one of them voices in my head. Medical advice. I'm sorry. Okay. So, I came back. So now I gave y'all a quick perspective of looking at somebody has a symptom and everybody else doesn't. So the majority is saying, we got a problem and this is what we need to do. We lock these people up, put them in the insane asylum. I got an idea. How about we conduct experiments on them?
No. No.
Y'all know all these have happened in the past.
Yes,
right?
they have. Yes.
Okay. So what I want to say is, all those perspectives that that is sad, but all those perspectives that we looked at, they're all missing one key component. They're spiritual. They're missing how God sees this.
That's right.
Oh, right.
Everything is missed. This is all man's perspective, his whatever he comes up with, or whatever his little friends inside of him tells him to try.
Oh,
Yeah.
my God.
You get what I'm saying, right?
Yeah.
My God.
So these are the things that we have done on other people. I guess we could say trying to help people.
Wow.
You get what I'm saying?
Yes.
So that brings us to a little practical thing. Let's keep going a little farther with men. So on the top, you have the 3 Ds.
Yes.
How do you know you got a problem? This will help you out. Lots of ready? So there are 3 Ds, but I call them the 3 Ds, but the manual calls them 4 Ds. But that's all right. The first one is distress. Is this causing you distress? Is this causing you anxiety? Is this causing you worry? Are you thinking about this? Are you focused? Are you preoccupied with something? It's like, oh my God, I gotta go speak. And you know my friend is telling me you can't do this. You're gonna mess it up. And I gotta walk. Y'all see my distress? I guess y'all don't see. That's just me and my friends. Y'all don't need to know why I'm doing this. Y'all get what I'm saying? So the distress, that's the first D. Second D, is this causing me dysfunction? So I got distress in here, right? That's up here, distress. Now dysfunction. Is this causing problems between, let me see, let's go. So this is me, and then it'll be my family. Am I having a problem with my family now? I can't talk to my mom, I can't talk to my dad. Okay, then let me see, what's the next level? Then it'd be like my neighbors in school. I have a problem with the church. You see, then I have a problem with everybody.
Right.
I'm having a problem with my job. See, dysfunction in major areas of life. Y'all seeing that? For some people, they still don't have a problem yet. And we have a word for that. You have to spell it. You ready? You spell it like this. Don't even know I am lying. Y'all know that word? You spell it out. What is it? Y'all didn't catch it?
Denial.
Denial. Look at that.
Denial.
That's pretty good.
Denial.
That's how you spell denial. Don't even know I am lying.
You don't even know.
Wow. That's right.
That's good.
That's good.
Denial.
Okay. So that's what people. So now you got two of these, and you still don't have a problem. And the last thing is discomfort. So we got. So now. You're gonna hear a lot of people in voices when y'all get out there. We talking about, is this a mental disorder? Is this a problem? We got all this going on, but the thing is that causing a problem for them? You're gonna run into a lot of people. They're gonna tell you, I know I have demons. I like them. They're my friends. Right.
Johnny wants to understand me.
There you go. See that? See? You have friends too. We gotta talk. You have friends too.
You need to talk to him.
So, y'all getting what I'm saying, right? So you're gonna run into a lot of people. They got them, and then I can't tell anybody because I'm ashamed. I'm gonna be different. See, it's like a racket. It's literally like on the inside, it's like you don't want to get help. I'm scared to get help. I need to get help, but I'm gonna be embarrassed. Somebody's gonna find out about this. So it's like this internal struggle that's going on. Wow. So what I end up doing,
It's like a tennis match.
I just keep my little friends and we just talk. We hang out on the weekend. You don't even need a TV in my room. I got plenty of entertainment in my hand.
He's like a crazy guy.
Y'all really?
Exactly.
Okay. So then the next part is this. So then you get an intervention when somebody finds this, like I said, somebody finds this danger now. So you got this deviant behavior that's going on, but then you get an intervention when somebody says, you're cutting your throat. You're making a rope. You have a knife. You have guns. So now they get you an intervention because they call the peoples on you. I don't know. So now what do you do with this? So now you're sitting in there with the people. People tell me that sometimes once you get locked up like this, they tell me that the devil leaves you. He leaves you in there by yourself. I don't know if that happens. But as you know what I'm saying, it's sort of like you got this voice and it's telling you what to do all the time. You're not gonna make it, you're gonna fail. You could do it, or sometimes it be cheering you on. You could do it, you could drive that car, you just get behind it. I know you're drunk, you could drive it, and you get behind it as soon as the lights show up. Where did that voice go? Where did you go? Am I just okay, no, never mind. I'll tell you, that's like that friend I got is not such a good friend, but it's okay. So, those are the 3D. The next thing we have to look at, what is this stuff? I have a voice myself. This is me. At least I hope it's me. And then I may have some invisible people inside of me or around me that talks to me. And then it gets crazy. If I have an anointing or a calling from God, then I can start hearing voices outside of me, and that's where it gets interesting. So I have to figure out what that is too. And nobody's there to help me. That's right. That's tough. And I'll tell you something else. My flesh has a voice. Yeah. But I know y'all are good people, y'all are saved and all that, and y'all are gonna be working with people. But I'm telling you, my voice be telling me, Arthur, you remember when? We used to have some. I'm not saying it. That's all right. And then you got the voice of the devil. I don't know if y'all have that. That's that one. Kill yourself. You're not gonna make it. You get what I'm saying? Or the one that's cheering you. You can do this. All right, but watch that one. And then you have altars. So we pick up other people's spirits. I don't know. When I was going to school, they used to tell me when I was in sex ed. I don't know about y'all. I don't know if they do this anymore, but they used to tell us, be careful who you sleep with because they become a part of you. Yes. I know they didn't tell y'all that, but they told me that when I was going to school, back in the 70s. So, but it's true. As you're out here, you're helping people, you're going to find out how true that is. Amen. Okay. Then you have you have ancestors that may be inside of you. Like, why do I have this aversion to things? Why am I so passionate about things? You have a little friend inside of you. And then the last part, you could actually literally idolize somebody. And you become that thing that you idolize.
That's right.
That's good teaching.
That's right.
Beyonce could show up in you.
Whoa.
Michael Jackson.
Yes.
Okay. I'm sorry. You know, when, that's old teachers on the TV. Win Worley showed us that. That's pretty good. Sorry. So then, is it a feeling? What is this thing? I'm trying to figure this out, y'all. You know, I had the witches help me. We tried locking people up. We put people in torture chambers. We tried to put a hole in their skull. We gave them medication. We tried injecting things into them.
Right.
Maybe if we give them daggone insulin, that'll fix them. And high doses of insulin. We gotta fix this deviant population.
Deviants.
Help me. Trying to solve it, right? So now you got a person saying that they're dealing with oppression, depression, repression, suppression. What we do with somebody like this?
Come on.
They got a new thing right now. It's like Seroquel or something like that, or not melatonin, but some weird drugs that they give people. So what are we doing? We got this stuff. What do we do with this? Okay, but then we look at it with different eyes. How about this? Is all mental illness just demonic possession?
No.
Let's switch sides. Let's look at the side and the other side. Come on now, y'all, some of y'all in the healing ministry.
Come on, man.
Come on, y'all be out there working.
Right.
Talk to me. Somebody's hearing voices. What's wrong with them? Nobody's gonna say nothing. It's possession. There you go. Somebody say, boy, what is it? It's demons.
Well, it might
Okay,
be.
there we go. See, this is what I'm talking about. So now, I just switch sides here now. See, you on the good spiritual folk. I just switch sides. When I was talking from man's perspective, I had all kind of stuff. But from the spiritual side, everything is what? Spiritual. It's a demon.
Demon, man.
Is that true?
No.
No. How about this? All mental illness is just sin.
No.
Y'all sure? I think people need to repent.
That's one good thing.
But everything. Come on now, okay. Help me out. Which side are y'all on? Are y'all on the spiritual side or y'all on the psychology side? Which one? Are y'all on both?
Yeah, we're both.
Y'all on both? Y'all on both. Well, y'all seem to be leaning. Y'all was able to relate to me over here. But let me come back on that side. Spiritual side, okay. So then, is all mental illness just sin?
No.
Y'all like the disciples. Who sinned? See how they thought, right? Who sinned, right?
That's how they thought?
That's how they thought. Who sinned? How did he sin? He was born from birth. He sinned in the room?
Right. And his mom and daddy sin?
That's right. Who did it?
Who did sin?
They were thinking like that. Okay, how about this? How about attacks doesn't equal possession?
Ooh, that's good.
Could somebody just lay on the ground, you know, fall on the ground, rolling around like the kid was doing in the scripture? Does that mean that's possession? Or could that be something else?
Well, is he crying or not?
That's a good question.
That's a good question.
Good question.
That's a very good question.
Good question. But if he can't control him, he's just rolling around. Are we talking mental disorder? Should we take him to the shrink or take him to the pastor?
Come on, man.
I don't know. That's what we got to figure out. You know, we got two different sides to this point. Could be.
Yeah.
Okay.
God.
Those with mental illness only need spiritual help. You think about that? You got a mental illness. You just need. What do you need? You need spiritual help, or you don't need spiritual help? Or you do need spiritual help? You need spiritual and medical.
Yep.
See, and that's where it needs to be looked
That's
at.
right.
It needs to be looked at. It's the science of man, our known knowledge, and the revelation of God that comes together.
Right.
Good teaching.
Saying that y'all got ahead of me. That's right. We're gonna finish up.
What's the difference? Because drugs are a doorway to the devil. What's the difference whether it's man's prescribed drug or whether it's what's the difference?
What's the
If
difference?
you're giving a drug for depression, it's still a drug.
Correct. But that's what we characterize it as. But with the little thing that they got, you know, they got that little I guess some like magician's cup that they use. That's their symbol for the pharmacy people, right? They little big cauldron that they use. Whatever elixir they're making, I don't know. If they say you go lick some mercury, because they have people do that. You take some mercury, right? It doesn't make it a drug, but because I put a name on it, this is Mercrella. You know what I'm saying?
Come on, man. Come on, man.
You tracking with me, right?
Now Merquelli.
You can't medicate a demon? But, okay, check this out. A demon has to go off the host, correct?
Yes.
So if we give somebody, I don't know, like what we're trying to do in the psychology side,
Mushrooms.
I'm just trying to just mellow you out.
Mellow you out.
So if I give you something that just mellows you out, Satan's going to sleep too, right? That's right. All right, so.
I don't know anybody that's been on an antidepressant that's happy now. All my friends have all been on antidepressants.
Well, it's written right on the packet that you take this stuff, it could give you a voice that says, kill yourself. It's written right on, has anybody read that? It says it, right?
Small print.
It says, I got clients that they just started medication and they got a new symptom. Something's telling me to hurt myself.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Can't make this up.
True talk. True talk.
No, but see, if you look at it from man's perspective, it makes sense to me. Think about this. You treat the symptom. It's called reverse psychology. You don't want no parent? Well, fine. Do it yourself. Do it. I'm going to give you the symptom of be your own parent. Reverse psychology.
That's good.
Okay. You got a hyper child, right?
Go ahead.
You give them speed. Right there, hyper, you give them speed, and what does it do to the child? Slow them down. See that?
It's a bad one.
It's bad.
It's really bad.
I got you. So we're together on that. We're together. All right, those with mental illness need treatment, not a faith community.
There you go. That's a lot. Yes, you have to have the.
But what about church and state?
Come on, Art.
What about it?
That's right. What about that? So y'all are telling me they need both, right?
Yeah, right.
Have y'all tried to bring Jesus into the daggone psych ward?
No,
You can't bring Jesus in there.
No.
Then they try to catch out of the U.S. says sometimes they can.
You gotta kick that.
He can at least get to the parking lot, you can bring him down there.
Who's the god of the psych ward? Which one?
Them.
The psychiatrist.
The prescriber. They're all jacked up.
You can't have two gods in there. Okay, all right. So all jokes aside, okay. So it says this. When Worley made this, he made this little quote. He said, "God delivers you from your enemies, not your friends."
What does that mean? That's right.
That's deep.
Wow.
That's deep. Who are you?
So the question is, like I said, even though I make the joke about saying I have invisible friends and stuff, it's still hell. Do I like it?
No.
I don't know. David wrote, he said, if I make my bed in hell, thou art there. Can't run away from God. So if I say I'm going to make my bed with my little friends, am I going to ever get delivered?
No.
I'm just going to suffer isolation by myself, right?
Jesus.
That's a coping strategy. It's a coping strategy. It's called numbing out. Just letting it happen. It's dealing with it. A lot of people numb out. A lot of veterans, we numb out. That's what we do. We don't deal with nothing. We just don't feel pain. There's another word for this too. It's called compartmentalization.
Correct.
I don't fix nothing. I just put it in a little box.
Yeah.
That's it. Need to fix it.
Okay.
What are we gonna do? There's some other coping mechanisms for my little voices. Every time I hear a little voice, you're ugly. No, I'm not. I'll go find me a man. I'll go find me a woman. There's plenty of other coping mechanisms. I got friends in low places. We got a few bottles. That's it. No, take some drugs. They may not be healthy coping mechanisms, but it stops the voices. Just like the medication would do sometimes. But that's coping with the voices, the altars. But the thing is, when do we want change? And how can you help people that are like that? How can you tell people that Jesus came to give them life and to give them life more abundantly? See, there's a difference between living and surviving.
That's good.
When you got invisible friends, you're just surviving. You're going from, oh my goodness, one crisis to the next. Oh, I made it through. I made it through. Okay, I got to work. I got through the day. Now I go home and I close my door. I shut the world out. And then I'm stuck in there with me and a few other friends.
That's good.
I know you're shaking your head, but you're going to come across people that's been doing this their whole life. 5 years, 10 years, 20 years. It's when it starts getting sad to the point that they won't even allow you to help. Matter of fact, they won't even let God help.
There you go.
20 years.
20 years.
20 years, 30 years, 40 years.
Sorry about that. So, coping, what do you do? A lot of us, we've been coping with these things all our life. Been coping with it all along. Nobody's been there to help us, teach us, guide us, nothing. We just been wrestling with the devil every night, listening to the devil, trying to find some sort of coping, trying to find some sort of peace, just to get the voices to stop. Or just take that little 5-10 minutes, just, oh my God, it's done. And then it just starts right back up. That little cycle, little addiction cycle. We've been coping with it a long time. How do we break that cycle? How can we break the coping strategies that we're doing? Pushing everybody away. Lying about it. Oh, you got a problem, I just deflect that off of me. Oh, I'm drinking, but it's not too much. I can handle this. What do we do? How do we break this? And the altar could just be, demon possession too. You at the house and you got the devil all day. You're worthless. Nobody cares. Nobody's checking on you. Just hear their voice all day. Or you got Jezebel in there. You know what they're saying all day. He's gonna leave you. Or some of y'all, he's cheating on you.
Come on.
Y'all feel me, don't you? He's looking at somebody else. Just running through your mind all day. I said we need some better coping mechanisms. Okay, so you want some better coping mechanisms? All right, so we done with the old stuff. So you ready? So we talked about it. We talked about the things that men have tried. We talked about some of the things that the spiritual side, witches have tried. The daggone, I don't know, the shaman man, the imam guy. Whatever we talk about, everybody's tried. I call a guy with the bone that he smoked out his nose, that dude too. Everybody has tried to help people out that was deviant. Okay? That's right. Deviant, different from the norm. Well, I'm gonna help you out. The first thing is that word that we've been hearing all day. Discernment. 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 Before we even step into a situation, you need to test the water. You need to find out what's going on. Clients come to see me, they tell me they're hearing voices. I'll be like, this is a safe place. I'm gonna put my pen down, my paper. What are they saying?
Yeah.
Just let me just hear what they're saying.
That's right.
It tears your heart to hear what a 12-year-old, 8-year-old girl will tell you that they're hearing all day. Discernment, being able to see things as God does.
Yes.
Wow.
Not just man. It's like when they was asking, who's sin? Well, that's from my knowledge. This is what I know here. My religious eyes are telling me this, is that sin causes this to happen. At least we assume that's causation. But Jesus said, no, not so. You get what I'm saying, right? So we go with discernment, what's really going on. But we get what's really going on from the Father. He tells us.
Yes.
He tells us. And that discernment also allows you to see what's false and what's real. How do you determine what's false and what's real if you don't have
Discernment.
That's good teaching.
This is everything. You gotta have discernment.
Right.
If you don't have discernment, you can just, I'm sorry, the disciples, y'all, they like their characteristic of us and all the disciples. They are like the little 12 buffoons that was running behind Jesus. They didn't get it. So I'm sorry, that's all the whole time they did not get it. They were like a bunch of the 12 misfits. They were, but they remind me of me. So I can see myself in every last one of them. I can see myself. I can't close my mouth at times. I see myself. I don't see spiritual things. I'm looking through my natural eyes.
Right.
That's what they did the whole time. They was in the fear. They saw things that was great. But then they saw deliverance happening. They wasn't doing it.
Yeah.
And they was like, we're going to go shut this down. What did Jesus tell them? They ain't against you, right? They doing the work, right? It's just a little what? Different.
That's it, amen.
Just different. But that's what we have to do is discern. Is this of God or is this of the devil?
Yes.
When we're looking at even mental illness, is this of the devil or is this of something else? Is this spiritual?
Right.
Maybe a person has an underdeveloped brain.
That's right.
Could it be biologically?
Yes.
You get what I'm saying? No matter how much oil I toss on this person, just don't have the faculties, right?
My God.
And the same thing, no matter how much I put down this person's throat, if they don't have it, they don't have it.
Right.
So that's what discernment comes into play.
That's good.
Y'all, this making sense, right? This is teaching, right? Okay, this is teaching. Another thing, there's gonna be a lot of things that we don't understand, that don't make sense to us. Don't get offended, y'all. Don't get offended. Figure it out. Listen, ask God. One of the prayers I always say is, search me, oh God, from the top of my head to the sole of my feet, and reveal anything that's not of God. You're gonna find things that God does, and the devil's gonna counterfeit it. Which one do we go with? How do we know which one is of God?
Gotta discern.
You gotta discern it. It's gotta line up with Scripture.
Amen.
That's what things have to do. Okay? How about this? The thing that I start off with, if you want to make change in anybody's life, the Scripture says we have to go preach to people, right? They gotta have a preacher. They gotta be able to preach in season, out of season, even when it's not popular.
Right.
The preaching allows you to have awareness.
Come on.
See, it's not a problem until you are aware of the problem. I can know that I'm hearing voices, but if I don't know that these are bad,
Right.
you get what I'm saying? So awareness allows you to bring change in. Now I have a choice. You like that? So from awareness, I can move to choice. My choice is, do I stay and keep wilding and listening to these voices, have my pity party, and I just live my life, just survive every day? Or now have a choice. I think them people down there in Dallas, they could help me out.
Come on.
You get what I'm saying? So awareness. And you do awareness through the love. You be the light of Christ when you go to people. Y'all get what I'm saying? So awareness. Then the last thing, character. Character. Your character is going to be manifested under pressure.